Luxury Productions presents Survival of the Fittest podcast, a product for the people, by the people, where dreams go further than bullets. With your hosts, Lucky XL and Monz Logan. Let's go. Yeah.
Man, what's up, you squares? I'm your boy, Lucky XL.
This is Monzy baby, Monz Logan.
And you already know what time it is, Monz. What you do best, man, to introduce this young lady, man, with some class and some grace.
Wait, hold on. First and foremost, this is the first queen that we've had on the show. So it's only fair that I do this right.
Okay. Take your time. Take your time.
So I don't know if it's a far reach or not for me to say media mogul.
Okay.
But we're talking about a magazine owner.
Okay.
We're talking about an on-air personality with radio, y'all, broadcast.
Show you right.
You know what I'm saying? We're talking about a motivational speaker.
Show you right.
We're talking about that person. You probably, if you don't know, you know at least that. Hey now. We're talking about my girl, That Girl Olivia, man.
Olivia, what up, her?
Ooh. Hey now.
There we go.
Hi, guys.
Man,
What's
how
up?
you doing today?
I am fantastic. I am so excited to be here. First, just to see you guys again is amazing, It's been a long journey.
It has.
And look at the tables have just flipped.
Oh, absolutely, man. So, first and foremost, man, how your day going?
It's been good. I actually worked out today for the first time in a long time. I've been doing like this 5-minute workout off of the app on my phone, but I actually went out, visit with a trainer and worked out. So
nice.
Let's just say 2023 summer.
So that's the beginning of your 2023 resolution, is that?
I don't know if it's a 2023 resolution or if it's a life resolution.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? I want to feel better, look better, be better, I enjoy the fact that people don't know really how old I am, I enjoy being able to fit into wherever I need to fit into because, that's life. So
health
you gotta
is
be
wealth.
health.
No explanation needed.
Yeah, we need that motivation because we was just sitting back looking at our last video and we texting each other. We like, man, them guts, man.
It's
We
the camera.
gotta do
It's the
something
camera.
about it,
That's not
right?
it's the camera.
Right. He like, the camera had 10 pounds. The camera I'm like, nah, bro, we gotta, and he's on it. You know what I'm saying?
Is that the reason we all in dark colors?
Oh, hell
because
yeah,
we're trying
man.
to light colors accentuate the love handles?
I think so. But then you got to sit on this light ass couch, though. I mean, can I say that?
Yeah. It's good. Ass is a word they should let you do, right? YouTube, ass is part of a lexicon of the neutral terms.
Okay.
Ass, because it's a donkey, right?
Right.
Ass is just a donkey.
That's
Yeah,
it.
that's all, So, man, just moving this thing forward, man, I got to go to my introduction of the queen, right? The year's 2014, Red Kiva. I did a mixtape release party, birthday party. It's on the 22nd of January. By the way, I'm an Aquarius for the world to know. And this young lady came up to me. It's like, hey, you're dope. I love what you do. I love your energy. All of these good things. And she was like, man, I'm with the Biz Magazine. Not I'm with the Biz Magazine, but I am the Biz Magazine. And we're here to cover this event, right? And I'm like, man, that's dope. In my mind, I'm like, man, just little on me. Somebody want me in their magazine. Humble, you know what I'm saying? And I just saw just something dope in this opportunity, in this individual, and I'm like, man, what does it take for someone to have their own magazine? That was a big deal for me, man. So how did you go about, how did the Biz Magazine come about?
So the magazine actually started in 2010 in Los Angeles, California. Actually, November 2010 to be exact. I used to manage a reggae artist and I used to manage a designer. And I used to try to always get them in stores or try to get them in big shows. And every time I tried to get them in something, people would always ask the question, what have they done? Where have they been? Who do you know? And in my mind, and what I would tell them is nobody. That's why I'm here. And I want this to be the opportunity. I'm looking for a door to open, And it just seemed like doors just kept closing. So I decided to throw my own show. So I threw a show in Beverly Hills, California at a old bank. So it was really dope. And I spotlighted my artist and my designer. We did a fashion show. We did the artist. But instead of doing a program, you know how most of the time when you go to an event, they give you a program. They give you a piece of paper and they say, hey, this is how the layout of the event. But I didn't want to do it just like that. I was like, I'm going to do the program magazine style, you know? So I called my sister. She was getting ready to graduate. I said, make me an article about health because that's what she was going to school for. I talked to a couple of my friends that was actresses, like, ooh, let me interview you. Let me put you in here. What is it like to get into the industry? Because I really kind of wanted to just feed into the whole blockage is not real, you know, kind of thing. Like there is a door that can open for you, you know? So that's what the whole gimmick and everything was of the show, basically, you know? And then we put it out there and everybody loved it. Everybody was like, when's the next issue coming out? And I was looking at them like, the next issue? Well, you know what? It's coming out next season. And so I decided to just make it a seasonal magazine where it comes out winter, spring, summer, fall. And I highlight the hidden talent within the community because after that magazine launched, I was able to put him in the Canada Music Awards. I was able to put her in a couple of boutiques. It was like the power of publishing is absolute. I did not realize how powerful it is to be published. But once you're published, people see you differently. It doesn't matter if it's a small thing or if it's a big thing. But once you are published, you are looked at in a different, your resume has just gone up a whole.
So you're an authority, in other words.
Exactly.
You're an authority, yeah.
They look at you now. They want to book you. You've been published,
Right.
you know? So now it's like, well, you know what? Let me keep doing this for other people. You know, like if I could do this for them and this is what it did, let me do it for the next couple of people. So I gave YG his first cover. I gave Man his first cover. You guys remember who Man is?
No.
He was 50 Cent's artist. He came out with around here. He was a one-hit wonder, but he was one of.
And out of LA.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. And then YG, after I gave YG a cover, The Source gave him a cover.
Wow.
So yes, the Business Magazine gave YG his first cover, his first magazine cover. And it's crazy. Even some of the people that we featured in the magazine, after they were featured, they would open up stores or end up, one of the young ladies ended up being a designer for Danity Kane. Like, yeah, it's so crazy because the power to know that you can pushes you to go do what you really want. You know what I'm saying? The power to know that somebody is looking pushes you a little bit harder. So when you know, like, this opportunity, I could get to this step.
So let me ask you this question about the magazine. So it was the resistance by the gatekeepers, or what you might have perceived as gatekeepers telling you no and not giving you the recognition or the opportunity. So to do a magazine, how do you go from there to a magazine? Because there are steps when you're talking about publication and actually doing something like a magazine, the intellectual connection between that. Why a magazine? And
because a magazine has depth. A magazine tells a story. A magazine subconsciously teaches people. A magazine subconsciously rules the world. Like, at the end of the day, when you were a little kid, you flipped through these pages of these magazines and you looked at TV, and really there's no TV for real nowadays because it's mostly like, you know, internet and stuff like that, right? But when we were little, we flipped through those pages and we looked at those people and we wanted to be those people, and we looked at Jet magazine, and you know what I'm saying? And those were the things. So a magazine is like the door to teaching the world, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? It's a way to get people to do what you want them to do. It's not like I'm going to take over the world. I'm not Pinky or the Brain. I'm just saying.
But how did you skip the magazines that was already being published as far as getting your artist in there to the point of, know what? Skip all that, Ebony Jet, Source Magazine, XXL, Don Diva, whatever might have been out at the time. I'm going to create my own.
Because I can do it better. It's not that. It's just, I knew that I needed to create something that was, I could go to Ebony, right? And then I get one group. I could go to People, and then I get one group. I could go to Health Magazine, and I could get one group. I could go to Forbes Magazine, and I could get one group. But you could go to the Business Magazine, and you can get all of that in one group.
So let me ask you this. What in your upbringing gave you like that it aspect to say that, hey, I can do this? Even starting with, because you say you started off managing. you know, was there something special in your upbringing that kind of gave you that push that showed you that, hey, I have the ability of, you know, gathering the resources and putting them out there to the people?
My mom. My mom is amazing. Like, my mom is the person that you want to be in your corner no matter what, because she pushes and she believes, and she's like, well, if you feel like you can do it, you can do it. My mom is the one, like, when we were growing up, yes, I grew up in a single family home, and my mom did everything that she could. But by Wednesday, if you didn't have a plan for your weekend, you didn't get to go out for the weekend. My mom would say, what's your plan? She would say to me, she would say to my brother, which is 2 years younger than me, and she would even say it to my sister, who is 6 years younger than me.
Right.
What's your plan? By Wednesday, if your plan was not posted on the refrigerator, you had no plan for the weekend, and that means you stayed in the house. And she was very, you know what I'm saying? Like, she was like, because I have plans.
Right.
So, and I need to know where you're going to be at because I have plans. So what are your plans? And I need you guys to establish those. So I need to know who you're going to be with, So the plan did not just consist of saying, oh, I'm going to go over my friend's house. No, it was a plan. Like, I'm going to my friend's house. Her mom's name is this. We're going to be doing this. I'll be there this long. I'll be back at this time.
Right.
Like a plan. Because if she didn't see that, then you weren't going anywhere. And so I learned from a young age to have a plan, but also to just go for it. My mom, I've had every job you could think of. And when I decided that I didn't like it no more, she was like, that's okay. You tried it. So let's try again. Now, if I decided to sit on the couch and be lazy, like, my mom is also the type of person when we were younger, at 9 o'clock in the morning, like, summertime comes, you get to hang out with your friends.
Right.
Yeah. My mom we got kicked outside. Like, literally, she said, go outside, and they would lock the doors, and you had to stay outside all day. Find something to do.
Yeah.
Be proactive, but you will not sit in this house and watch TV all day. And at lunchtime, she would put our lunch on the back patio table, and we would eat. And we would continue to find something. And by 5 o'clock, we better be back there to be in the house, because now it's time to wash up, eat dinner, and go to bed. Like, we weren't allowed to watch TV, really. My granddad used to come over and lock how you guys remember when you used to have the trunk?
Yeah.
That locked up?
Yeah.
Oh, my granddad used to come over and lock it and take the key with him all week.
Oh, wow.
So we wouldn't watch TV. And then he would come back and then be like, on Friday, I'd be like. So yeah, my American side of my family was very strict.
Mm-hmm.
My Belizean side of my family, everything was a party. Oh, you got new hair, it's a party. Oh, you got new, So I got a good balance.
Okay, so you got a little, that Caribbean blood is flowing through.
Oh yeah, baby.
Okay.
And what parent is Belizean?
My dad, my sperm donor.
Oh. But we ain't gonna touch that. So, but I want to ask you this, right? I can tell that upbringing, it was something about it that created, because I want to highlight that award you just got, the 2022, is it SHEO?
CEO.
Oh, it's
She-Ro. Wait.
Is CEO.
So it ain't even
CEO.
It's
CEO.
Yeah.
Not
that means
CEO,
what?
but CEO.
Oh,
Exactly.
CEO.
That's what it is, because there's a she and a CEO.
Oh, okay. But we know that the little bit that you just gave us in your backstory, it gave way to you getting that award. So tell us about that award. I didn't want that to get overshadowed before we start telling you more of your story. Tell us about the award.
So first of all, thank you, Donice Bibbs. She owns John Wesley Eyewear. She's a African-American woman. Her shop is on 107th and Western, and she owns her own, not just eyewear, but prescription eyewear. So it's a Black woman that owns her own prescription eyewear, design replaced with custom lenses. She's amazing. She has a group of networking women that they call Let's Talk Business. And it's a group of a lot of elite business women here in the city of Chicago. And they're a part of it. They provide workshops. They help out women grow their business. And this was her first annual gala award ceremony that she did. It was hosted by Kenya Simone.
Ooh.
I know,
all
right?
right.
It was amazing. DJ Lip Gloss was the DJ for the night. So there were some strong women in the building. The award was to recognize that the people that received this award, basically, they felt that they gave of themselves. They opened up doors of opportunity. They were there to step out even when money wasn't an option, but they still helped. And they believed in people, and they worked on their craft, their business night and day. Like, they took it to the next level. They are a she-EO. Right. There's CEOs, but they are a she-EO, and they are taking it upon themselves to not only help their community and the people around them, but also to continue to grow their business.
Shout out to the CEOs.
I'm just saying, it was 7 of us that.
Did you give a speech?
Yeah, I gave a speech. I always like to get on this mic. So definitely a speech. It was 7 women that received the award, and those women were amazing. So in all actuality, I have to just tell you that I didn't think I was honored when she messaged me and told me, and when I got the email, I read the email like 10 times because I was like, but how do you know?
That was my next question. Yeah.
How did you find, why me?
So did you believe you was deserving of it? Did you believe that you put in the work that would justify that acknowledgement?
Yes, of course. I say it all the time, 10 times over, but only in my head. You know what I'm saying? I say it when I wake up in the morning and I look at myself and I give myself my affirmations, getting this award made me feel like it was okay again to say that I'm great, if that makes any sense. Because sometimes when you're in this position, I don't want to be cocky. I don't want to be conceited. Those are sins. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be the female that's walking around saying, I'm this and I'm that, because at the end of the day, you can have it one day and it can be gone, Right. So I never wanted to be cocky. And sometimes I would smile and I'd be great and I have fun on social media. But in the back of my head, sometimes I would battle with saying, I'm great. Ooh, did that sound too cocky? In my head, you start thinking that. And then you receive this award. It's like, oh my God, people, you guys see me? And then when I sat in that room and I was looking around and I was seeing who was in the room, I was thinking to myself, how did I end up here? It was amazing. I'm still kind of confused.
Congratulations.
And that leads me to my next question, because again, I see you rooted on the West. How did you end up in our beautiful city of the Chi?
Because I needed to get some, no. No.
Chicago, nigga.
I needed to separate myself from my family.
Okay.
To tell you the truth. I needed to separate myself from everything that I knew, everything that I thought I liked, because I needed to see what I really wanted. I wanted to see if I was really a duplicate of my mom. My mom is a businesswoman. I mean, from young, my first job was at 13 years old as a receptionist at Applied Materials. So I used to go with my mom everywhere to work and always put on a business suit just like her. All her meetings, follow her around. Okay, I'm going. And at some point, but when I DJ'd, she didn't like it. She said it was unprofessional. And so I quit, and then there was a couple of other things that I did that she said she didn't like. So I kind of quit. And it was like, dang, what am I living? And so, one day you wake up and you tell yourself what am I doing? Am I doing what she likes me to do, or am I doing what I like to do? Right.
Right.
So it was like, oh, but I'm leaving. And my mom was like, what? I said, I'm leaving. I'm going to Chicago.
So it wasn't a guy that brought you just waiting. You met a guy. He was like, I'm in Chicago. You can come out here and start over.
No. I needed a change and I wanted to try something. There was a couple of people that had businesses out here that I were making their flyers for. And it was like, ooh, that may work, And then one day I saw online a woman-to-woman conference. So now everybody gets to hear the truth. It was a woman-to-woman conference. And I was like, I'm going to it. So I signed up for it. And my mom was like, what? I was like, yeah, I'm going to this woman-to-woman conference. I packed my one suitcase and I brought me a ticket to come out here. And then the conference was over after the weekend. And then my mom was like, okay, so what are you going to do? I said, well, can you help me extend my room, please? And she was like, huh? I was like, yeah, I think I'm just going to stay here. I'm just stay and figure it out. So I stayed. We extended my room for 3 days. And I stayed here. And I kind of tried to figure it out. I got on a couple of different apps. I went to a tip service and got a job, through a tip service. That was a little bit crazy. So I was able to do that. But then I kept on talking to the people that I was making flyers for. And then I went to their restaurants and was like, oh, yes. So I actually went and met the couple of guys that I made their flyers for. I started doing more flyers for them. They started paying me a little bit more. I ended up staying at Deborah's Place, which is a women's shelter. So I ended up moving into the women's shelter for a little while and staying at Deborah's place. And then one of the guys that I was making flyers for, his dad and his sister ended up seeing me come out of a women's shelter and was like, why are you here? And I was like, well, because this is, I'm going to stay here. I'm figuring it out, Like, I just want to do it on my own,
Right.
And they was like, well, you can come stay with us. And I was like, nah, I'm good. I don't want to run into your people. Like, I don't want nobody to think that I'm trying to like, they was like, nobody will know. We don't even really talk to them like that. I'm like, okay, cool. So I went and they let me stay in their basement for a while. And the guy kind of got a little bit weird. He was an older guy, but I helped him change because he used to go to the hospital every day. And so I started making him drink apple cider vinegar. So I kind of started helping him out because they let me stay in their basement. They weren't pressuring me about like when I'm going to start paying stuff. So that was my way of paying to be able to stay in their basement, helping him out. I would go with him to the doctor's appointments. He started to get better. Then he said that he wrote some books. So he started wanting me to type up all his art, stuff. He put out like all these binders. I'm like, what the did I get myself into? So I'm like, okay, I'm going to type up your binders for you. This is cool. And then I my mom calls me. She's like, so what are you doing? I was like, I don't know. I don't really know what happened. I think I got trapped here. I feel like I got trapped in somebody's basement, but it's cool. Like, I'm going to move out. I'm going to move out by February, Mom. Don't worry. But February, March, I'm going to be in my place. So I decided to start looking for a job. I ended up getting a job as a car salesperson. That's where the car sales.
Okay. Right.
So I was at that time, basically, so the place that I was living was 108th and Halstead is where they were living. So I was staying in their basement there. And I found a job selling cars in Country Club Hill. The older guy, he got upset. I think he didn't want me to have a job in real life. I think he wanted me to just be there to take care of him, to help him. Yeah, his caretaker. But I ended up getting a job selling cars, and that was in Country Club Hills. So I used to catch the bus at like 4 o'clock in the morning. Yes. 4 o'clock in the morning. I would walk out on 108th and Halstead, wait for the bus, catch the bus all the way to Cicero and 167th. And then I would walk from 167th to 173rd to the place that I was selling cars for.
Wow.
And this was in January. So it was freezing and it was snow.
Oh, that's hustle.
Yes. So it was like up to my feet. Like, oh my God, it was horrible. I didn't know how to sell cars. Like when I first started selling cars, I didn't really even know the difference between a Honda or a Toyota. Like when the customers would show up, I'd be like, the blue car? The red car? Like what car are you talking about? Now I know under the hood. I had to learn how to jump cars, push cars, everything. So I started selling cars. Let's just say by February 1st, I was able to buy my first car. By March 15th, I was moving into my first place out here and then buying my second car at that car lot. Like, and then like life kind of, did what it did. I ended up going back to the Bay Area for a quick little second and, decided to come back here afterwards. But,
So when I hear that, because you don't really hear a lot of females that, just take a limb, go out on a limb and just put it all out there, hustle their way and just make lemonade out of lemons. Is it safe to say the Bay Area gave you that hustle?
I could say the Bay, my mom. I'm going to go back to my mom, but yes. I mean, in Oakland and in the Bay, like people work hard, we grind, we go get it. Like Too Short was the first to sell his CDs out of the trunk of his car. Like you work hard, you go get what you want. There's no crying. Like there's no crying in baseball, If you want it, you go get it, and you don't have a choice. But some people sit around and they use their what happened to them yesterday as a reason why they can't have what they need to have today. And my mom used to always teach us that nobody cares. Like, get up and let's go do it again, And my mom is a twin, which is really crazy. And she raised her kids different than how my aunt raised hers. Now, my cousin will try out for the basketball team and doesn't make it. My aunt will go to the school and fight the battle. I will try out for the basketball team and don't make it. My mom will say, try harder next time.
Right.
Because I ain't got time for that. So that you have to ask yourself, which one do you want? They're both loving. They're both great, right? But I would take this push harder all day. And my mom pushed us as hard as we can.
So do this for me. Put a word on that mindset, if you could. A word on the mindset of a person to say, well, I've experienced enough here with my parents. Now it's time for me to take a leap of faith and go spread my wings. And then you get to a location you start making headway. You're like, you know what? Maybe I need to go regroup. So I'm gonna go back home. You see what that's about, because most of us have been through that. And then you know what? It's time for me to leave again. What's that mindset that bring that all together? If you could put a word on it.
I don't know if it would be one word, but the mindset would be, it's time to take another chance on myself. It's time to reset, because sometimes we're afraid to reset because that means that we gave up. We're afraid to, that's the word. I'm going to put reset.
Reset.
Reset is going to be the word, because we too many times beat ourselves down when we decide that we have to try again, or that maybe it didn't work out this way, so now we have to do it a different way. Or maybe I've come into a blockage in my life where I just need to stop for 5 seconds and say, hold, pause, reset, because when you take that reset, it allows you to rethink about what's next, Reset does not mean you failed the first time.
Okay.
Reset does not mean that you gave up. Reset means that you've acknowledged that you've come to a point where it's time to start all over again and figure out where you went wrong so that you don't do it again, right?
Absolutely.
So I would call it a reset, because we all come to a point in our lives where we have to reset. We have to reset. We can't just keep going. We're not robots. You know what I'm saying? We are not machines. So we have to reset.
I 1,000% understand that. I mean, that's the story of my life. My life is a series of resets, and so was that a big inspiration for you? You like getting into radio?
Yes, because when I sat at that school, that was I went to Illinois Media School, and when I went to the school, I told the teacher, because he asked me, Stone Pony was my teacher. D Stone Pony, if y'all know who D Stone Pony is.
Absolutely. Chicago legend.
That was my teacher. And I sat in the class with him, and he's like, what are you here for? I was like, oh, I just want to get my magazine back on track. I had a magazine. I stopped doing it, and I'm ready to get back on track. And I want to learn the ins and outs of media in Chicago. So Chicago is the 3rd largest market in the world when it comes to media broadcasting, if people don't realize that. The 3rd largest market in the entire world. First New York, then LA, Chicago. So this is where media and the entertainment, this is where it starts, in so many words. And I was like, I just want to learn the ins and outs. He was like, oh, okay. But I did my first pitch and I did my first commercial sample for him. And he was like, you're going to do radio. I was like, no, I'm not. I don't even like my voice. I sound stupid. Like, I talk like a white girl. And he was like, no, you're going to do radio. And I was like, okay. He's like, I need you to go and start you a show on Windy City Underground. And after you start the show on Windy City Underground, we're going to make sure you end up on Power 92. And then you're going to go from there. And I was like, that's not going to happen. But I was like, okay. So June 9th, I started my radio show on Windy City Underground, where you guys came to. And then August, I ended up interning on Power 92.3 as a 3rd host, and going from a 3rd host to the main host. August, September. So by September, I was the main host instead of a 3rd host. And that was supposed to last 3 weeks, but that lasted all the way until the end of December. And then in December, Shy Blizz asked me to be his business partner, and I ended up on Soul 106.3.
Check that out.
So yeah, and I also ended up doing the show, The Morning Get Down, which was an iHeart sisters show. It was a 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. And I was doing that show for a while. And then COVID happened. And so that kind of dumbed down, but I still was doing the Soul 106, the Ownership Club. And then Shy Blizz decided to start a morning jump off show, a morning show, because that show was dying for me, the iHeart one. And he said, let's start a show. And I was like, I'm in. So he started the morning jump off. And so I also do the morning jump off Monday through Friday with him as well, from 9 to 12. So
that's dope, man. Shout out to Shy Blizz, man. Another Chicago legend. He's been doing his thing, putting his mark on the city, for forever. And man, that media thing just always, because we, all of this stuff, the podcast and this stuff like this is new. And it took a lot, just to even just say, hey, man, we're just going to put some mics and some cameras on us and, really put it out there. We don't know what to expect.
We know what to expect.
Well, what I'm saying,
God talks to me.
Hold on.
He let me know.
What I'm saying is this: that, we don't have the playbook. We don't know everything. It's more so like, man, we're just gonna do this and keep it authentic, and we're gonna go through our challenges, and so like with like you even going from, because you already was doing your thing in media, you just transform your media to this. Like,
well, the only reason why I did that is because I want to be, like you said in the beginning, a media mogul.
Right.
Like, I want to have all of the parts of media. I want to have the print, the radio waves, and the TV. And the TV is just next, Right. So that will coming up this year, But at the end of the day, I want to control the whole aspect of media because I want to take over the world.
So let me ask you, because this segues into my point. I want to bring up something. I want to see what you think about, because it's about media. So I'm pretty sure you're familiar with this list, right? The radio personalities of the year. Okay, right? So I'm going to throw out a couple names and I want you to put words to it, put whatever you want to put to it, but I'm going to throw out a couple names, all right?
Okay.
Kendra G.
WGCI, but I don't like her. No, I'm just kidding.
I want that talk. I want that smoke. Talk about it.
I'm just saying,
talk about it.
I'm not like Kendra G, I don't think you have to be little people to be great, but more power to her because she has opened up the doors and paid.
So give me one thing you could take from Kendra G to add to your skill set or how you see doing the business of media.
Her confidence. She is extremely confident, regardless when it's weird or crazy or whatever. She is extremely confident. And, she tries to always look good.
Okay. Let's go with Leon Rogers.
Leon Rogers was my first big radio host that I got a chance to interview when I first started rolling out my red carpet. I went to Bolingbrook for a Sweetest Day event, and Leon Rogers was there. It was a comedy show, and I rolled out my very, very first red carpet because I roll out the red carpet at all these events around here. And I had to chase that guy around. I literally had to chase him around. Literally, he came off the stage, and I walked up to him can you come on my red carpet? He was like, oh, okay, yeah, give me 1 second. And then he went over there and talked to a person for 20 minutes, and he looked up, and he was like, she's still there. I was like,
oh, he tried to blow you off.
I'm here still. Can you come to my red carpet? He was like, okay, 1 second. And then he looked up and I was still there. Then he was like, I'm going to go to the bathroom. And I stood there right there in front of the bathroom. Persistent. And he came out the bathroom and he looked at me like, she's still here. I was like, are you going to come to my red carpet? He was like, come on, let's go do this red carpet.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Leon, man, don't be like that.
Salute to him though, because I learned a lot from Leon. Leon said one thing when he came to the school, and he said, what's for you is going to be for you no matter what. Nobody can ever do what you do better than what you do, at the end of the day. So there's no competition in this industry, unless you just stop working, and he was like, no matter what, there's going to be people that are going to keep on wanting to do the same thing that you do. But at the end of the day, nobody can be you. So I took that and I ran with it, and I appreciate it. Leon Rogers.
Shout out to Leon.
Another Chicago legend, man.
Money Maha.
Oh, Money Maha. She's from Power 92.3. Okay, so the first two you listed was from WGCI. Money Maha is from Power 92.3. Super sweet. Just adorable. I like her.
Let's go with I'm not familiar with Charmaine Bay.
Charmaine Bay? What?
I'm not. I think
Black Ink Chicago?
Black Ink? No, I ain't. I'm familiar with the guys on the Black Ink, but not the female.
I love Charmaine Bay. I think she's amazing. Some people say that I can fall into her category a little bit, but I think that she's great. I love her drive. I love her push. I love her independence. I just think that she's dope as a Black woman. I just think she's dope. I really think that she's dope. I love her. I think that she's, and in radio, when you start looking at where you do your homework, because for me, I listen to radio. I wake up in the morning and I listen, I turn on the TV, but I turn it to all the different stations or whatever. And I listen to it really loud. And some people be like, are you listening to a commercial that loud? I'm like, yeah, I got to hear the transition. Because I need to hear how they transition. I'll turn a show in Philly, and then I'll turn to a show in Chicago, then I'll turn to a show in Oakland, and then but I try to
So
listen.
you doing your homework.
Oh, I listen. When I drive in the car, like people hate getting in the car with me because I literally have this car, it's turned all the way up. But when the commercials come on, you know how most people turn it down?
Right.
Oh yeah, I leave it up because I need to hear.
So you obsess.
Right.
I am. I'm very upset. I love radio. I love talking on this mic. I love everything about it. And that's why I love Charmaine Baig. I just like her. I think she's dope. She's dope.
Okay, so let's go back to another one. Tell me about Shondell. What do you think about
Raw
Shondell?
TV radio. I mean, Shondell has opened up a lot of doors of opportunity for me too. So salute to Shondell. My very first big hosting gig was when Shondell asked me to host his birthday party. A couple years back, he asked me to host his birthday party. I was like, me? Usually Buddy Beha is the one that gets booked to do that, or Paris Taylor. But when he asked me to host, I was like, wow. And I hosted it with Cass Sanova from Power 92.3. So that was like amazing because it was like, whoa. But that opened up a door because then after that, I hosted the big concert that he did with Bone Thugs and Harmony and Crucial Conflicts. He did another stage show that I got a chance to host. So they do call him the mayor of Chicago.
Right.
Definitely a legend. Definitely.
So we're going to round this out and we're going to bring it on home. Shy Bliss.
Michael. Well, we do radio together. I'm his co-host, or we're co-hosts. We work together. We do the morning jump off together. We do the ownership club on Soul 106.3 together. We host events. I have done a lot of events for him in honor of him. I did his first release party basically at the movie theater. He did a tour in Atlanta. He was my teacher before he became my business partner, So, super dope dude. And they say he too is the mayor. It's a competition between, Shondell.
So next time you come, is it safe to say that you're going to bring him with you? Can you make that happen? Do you got enough pull to make that happen? Like, I'm going to bring Shy Bliss next time.
Of course.
Look into that camera and tell the people that
it's that deal.
It's y'all heard it here. Shy Bliss and Olivia, that girl, will be back on Survival of the Fittest. Hey, bro, was you saying take another break? You saying that? Okay, I seen you. Why you move your hands? Okay, he didn't say nothing.
So going through all of this, man, like, cause I love your story. I'm a big dreamer. And again, like he was saying, on a break, the song "Bet on Me," like that's always been like my mindset. Betting on me. On yourself, rather. What is something that you would tell your younger self today? Just everything that you've been through, that with the knowledge and the information that you have now.
Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, because being afraid means that you have lack of faith. Being afraid puts up a secret blind door that you don't even know that's there. Being afraid subconsciously stops you from taking the next step. So don't be afraid. It's crazy because somebody called me the other day. I've been having these last 6 months have been hell over high waters. And I've been battling and I've been going through like depression and all this extra stupidness and like trying to figure out, like, this industry is super sucky. People are mean. They're going to beat you up. They're going to talk about you. And then they're going to turn around, and when they see you, they're going to hug you and be like, oh my God. And you got to continue to put this face on that everything is great no matter what. And guess what? Things are not great all the time, but that's okay. Sometimes people think that things are supposed to stay great. They're not going to stay great. That's just dumb. Like, it's not, but you have to figure out how to get through the non-great moments, and sometimes it's hard, but you can. And I have to keep telling myself that I can, even when you cry or you crash or shoot. A couple weeks ago, I crashed into a semi. Like, literally just crashed my truck right into a semi because I was having this whole crying fest, and I was just like, I don't know. I looked up and the semi was there and I couldn't believe it. And it was just crazy. Like, I probably should be dead. I don't know. But at the end of the day, you just have to keep telling yourself that no matter how bad it gets, there's good. There is good. There is good. It's just scary because you don't know when the good is. And this girl told me, she was like, I don't know what it was, but you know how you keep running into these different people that try to be a prophet to you, right? And one person was like, the thing is, what's going on with you is you're afraid. And I was like, yeah, right, whatever. So then I started trying to tap into learning how to meditate, and then when I started learning how to meditate, I started tapping into my chakras. You know how you have different chakras?
7 chakras.
Yeah. And I realized that my the third eye chakra or whatever, the bottom one, the one that it was blocked. And when I looked it up, it was blocked because I was afraid.
Right. Root, is that the root chakra?
The root chakra.
Yeah.
I was, and me being afraid was there was greatness ahead for me, but I could not tap into the greatness because I was afraid. And I still was afraid. So the meditating helped me to try to move away from the afraidness, but I still was afraid. And then all of a sudden, one person started yelling at me and telling me how I need to get up and I'm being lazy and I need to do this. And, like just snapped at me and just started being so mean and nasty. The words that came out of my mouth, it was like venom. Ugh, right? Then another person came to me and they was like, they tried to talk to me about me, but I felt like they were manipulating me, trying to make me think that they loved me and that they cared about me. But I felt like there was manipulation in the words that they were saying. So it was hard for me to hear what they were saying. Then another person came to me and basically told me that, girl, it's right there. It's right there. You just need to pray a little harder, believe in yourself a little bit more, and go get it. And stop second guessing yourself. Again, being afraid. You know what I'm saying? And so he was like, take some time. I want you to look in the mirror and talk to your 5-year-old self. Then turn around and look in the mirror and talk to your teenage self. And then turn around and talk to your right now self. And I hope that you told each one of those selves the same thing. And now go out and get it. And stop being afraid. And it was like, oh my God, why are these people all telling me I'm being afraid? And so I would tell my younger self, don't be afraid. Because the afraid is what's blocking it. And so these last couple of months, it's been super crazy because I have started, not even last couple of months, maybe the last couple of weeks, I've like tapped into, I'm not afraid. I'm going to say that I'm great. I'm not afraid. I'm going to say that I'm going to go get it. I'm not afraid. I'm just going to go do whatever. Like I'm going to get back into who I used to be when I first came here, where I just didn't care and I just took risks and I just went for it. And so I'm not afraid anymore. And so all of a sudden I get an email telling me that, I'm going to get honored at this award. And then all of a sudden I get another thing to say like, you ask for people to nominate you, but dang, did you see that list that you just read off? And to be on that list with those people, that's like crazy.
So let me ask you this now, because there's so many questions and I can definitely attest to it. Once you have so much life experience under your belt, because it's all about competition. It's all about being able to get on the mic, be yourself, but at the same time, get seen. Because you don't want to get on this mic and they don't recognize what you have to bring to the table. So everybody's trying to do that. But I want to ask you, do age play a part for, because everybody here, and I'm going to say this, and I know it's not something you should say, I'm not highlighting her age, but because we still pursuing our dream, I want everybody to know that dreams are ageless. To pursue your dream, to pursue anything outside of what you might have imagined for yourself, there's no time limit to it. And I can give you many stories and people research out there when some of your biggest inspirations actually accomplished their dreams. It wasn't when they thought they was. So everybody here is over 40. Did age play a part into when you got the feeling fearful? That you think it came from when you start looking at where you might fall within the category of your contemporaries or the industry itself?
Where you felt like, dang, I'm at this age and I still have it? Is that what you mean?
Because the industry of media is very age-driven. Music is very age-driven. So they will look at you not based off your skill set, not based off anything of quality. A lot of time they just look at, how old is he? How old is she? That part, especially like, again, all of us are over 40. So that fear, do you think some of that might have come from or no?
I'm going to be honest. Personally, my age, I sometimes, depending on how I get dressed or like if my gray hair is not showing, like those moments, it's like, oh my God, I'm starting to look like, my age, like whatever. But
you see, I keep fixing my shirt.
I know, but I feel like I have a lot of energy. I don't feel like my age blocks me because, of course, there are some people that are higher up that I've heard in passing that keep on asking, so how old is she? So how old is she for real though? Like how? And it's kind of just been like a little circulation of the thing of how old is my actual age or whatever, So I don't know if age plays a part, but it doesn't play a part. Not for me directly, and not if you know how to move like you're supposed to move, and if you're taking care of yourself. Because Peck, my grandfather still runs marathons. Okay, my great grandmother just passed away at 107. You know what I'm saying? Like my family is timeless in real life. Like, we have good genes, you work hard, you eat good, you put the right stuff in your body, you can, do whatever you want. So I don't think age directly. I think it's laziness, it's tiredness that maybe will then start to show your age, and then that's when it becomes an issue. But as long as you can continue to keep up and go and push, it's not an age thing, even though they do. It's more so a look thing, if that makes any sense. It's not about age.
Right.
It's about look. It's about when I started gaining all that weight. Oh my God, I felt like I was getting really big. And then that part of that
skin color, because you and Kendra are on a darker shade opposed to Miha. You think skin color plays a part into they want to promote, who they want to promote?
Yeah, it definitely can play a part. You could definitely tell the difference between some of the people that are over at Power 92 versus the people that are over at WGCI. You can see that. But I'm hoping that, I think that everything about me breaks all the line. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been invited to some events where some of the older ladies, like I went to the National Negro Women's Society dinner, right? And when I walked in and I sit at this table, the older ladies, they're looking at me like, why are you sitting at this table? And then when the mayor comes over and shakes my hand and says, oh my God, you made it. Now they're looking at me like, you're supposed to be at this table? Yeah. But that's where the problem comes in at, because people don't expect people to be who they are if they don't look or they don't seem like they're the part. So I think it's the look thing more so the age thing, because you could be whatever age, but if you don't look how they expect for you to look.
Corporate, traditional, the gatekeepers. And
yeah.
You know who you are.
Yeah, we gonna break that, because I'm not the same.
So give us one thing about the industry that you would say, even for us, because podcasting is new, not only to us, but to the industry as a whole, but in particular, people that come out of Chicago, in particular, people still pursuing their dream after 30, after 35. What's one of the takeaways coming from the Illinois School of Media, 92.3, everything else you had to go through, that you can advise us on this journey? Tell me something that I can take and hang my head on to follow in your footsteps.
No, it's not an option. No, it's not an option. No, it's not an option. No, you can't be there. No, you can't have this. No, it's not possible. It's not an option. In this industry, there is the people who go get it and the people who stand around and wait for somebody to come and find them. You can't stand around and wait for somebody to come and find you in this industry. If you stand around and you wait for somebody to come and find you, you will continue to stand around and wait for them to try to find you. Because there's so many people that are out there actually going forward to go and get it. A lot of the people that I did go to school with, and a lot of people that went to school before me, no disrespect, but I have surpassed them because I decided to go get it. When I ended up at Illinois Media School, they told me there were certain things that could possibly happen. So therefore, I decided to go and get it. They told me that if you go to the school, if you sign up for the radio station, then you can end up on Power. If you sign up for Power, then you could possibly end up doing this. So guess what? I went ahead and did it. I started school in May. June 9th, I had my show on Windy City Underground. August, I was doing Power 92.3 and also intellectual radio. And then also, you know what I'm saying? And also rolling out my red carpet. Like when I interned for Shy Blizz, my very first time interning for Shy Blizz, he invited 5 students out and he said, whoever replies first gets the internship. So as soon as we finished having that stand-up meeting, I sent him my information. He said, you can come do the internship. After I did the internship, I messaged him. I went and I saw him afterwards face to face. And I said, so how did I do interning for you? He was like, you did good. You was cool. I was like, thank you so much. I was like, you did pretty cool too. And he said, what? I said, yeah, you did pretty cool too. But I think there's something missing from your team. And he was like, what do you mean? I was like, me. I should be on your team. I should come and roll out the red carpet at all your events. And he was like, no disrespect, young lady, but this is Chicago. We don't care about that red carpet stuff. And I said, really? Okay, well, I'm just going to come anyways. And I started dragging that red carpet. I used to drag that red carpet everywhere. And every time he looked up, he would look over and be like, this girl, why she keep bringing that thing? But then he started noticing people liked it. He was like, this may be working. And it started working and started working. And now It's 1,000 people trying to do a red carpet business. Now they got a black carpet business. They got a purple carpet business. They got pink carpet business. Like it's all, but it came from the red carpet business that I was running out here putting them up. Now,
so in Soulja Boy's term, are you the first one to do that? The Soulja Boy say you the first.
I brought it to Chicago. You know, the way that I do it, you know, if you start looking at people's backdrops now everybody got a backdrop with a whole bunch of logos. The way in which I did it, not taking credit because there's other people that did it, right? But at the end of the day, you go get what you want. If you want it, you can have it. There's no such thing as no.
Man, so I mean, to Wonder Woman, I want to know what's next. What you got so much already under your belt. Like, what's that next level of Olivia look like?
Well, first and foremost, please vote for me. 312 Music Awards. I hope you guys heard him read off the list, right?
And it's Personality of the Year. Personality of the Year. Tell them where to go vote, Liv.
Radio Personality of the Year.
Radio Personality of the Year. Correct.
That's 312 Music Awards. Go.com. So go there and vote, please. He read off the list. It's a blessing to be on the list of that caliber of people. So I know you're going to get distracted, but vote for me. Okay? Vote for me. So that's what's next. I hope to take that award. I hope to be the next host on Power 92.3. I'm going to put it out there, fudge it. Like, I'm going to go ahead and put it out there.
Speak it into existence. Mm-hmm. Manifest your destiny.
They were, wow, you guys are really getting something right now because nobody knows that I actually applied for it. But they don't always ask. They don't always put it out there for a new host for radio stations, you know?
Right.
Most of the time, it's hired within, you know? So when they put it out there that they're looking for a new host, that's like, not going to happen often, right? So I definitely did apply. They are looking for a new host for Power 92.3. And I hope that that's me. Well, I know it's going to be me because we're going to just put it out there and make it happen, right? So I'm going to be the new host on Power 92.3. They're going to want me because I'm going to win the award. So you're going to have no choice, right, guys?
Absolutely.
Okay. What else is next is my TV series or YouTube series is going to start. It's called The Life of a Radio Girl, which is me. It's just, it's a series. It's going to go on and on and on. You get to following me around because it's not just about radio for me, but I can have fun all day, doing the radio thing, right? Because I still have to make money. So I do warehouse work. Yes. I'll drive a forklift if I have to. Yes. So in The Life of a Radio Girl, you'll be able to see that. Maybe I have to shovel some snow or, babysit or, cook a meal or two, or even do some food prepping for United Way, But you'll see that in The Life of a Radio Girl. So that's the YouTube series. And then hopefully we hope to get it on Tubi and Netflix decides to pick it up. That's the goal. So shout out to Freddie Gills, who's helping me put that together. The next thing is also I do a thing called Storytime. So please check out my YouTube. I'm really trying to grow my YouTube page in real life. So I do this thing called Storytime. And I just talk really, really fast. And I tell you about the story that just happened, whether it's I got stuck on the red line or whatever. But I really tried to grow my YouTube page. And of course, Liv's Hot List is coming for 2023. You can definitely find Liv's Hot List on Spotify and Apple Music and things like that. But the actual show for Liv's Hot List where we can have fun and I'm going to sing the songs and have the artists out. I would love for you guys to tune into that for sure. And then, of course, the Livables bags will be relaunching in 2023 as well. So it's more about That Girl Olivia. It's not that I don't want to pour into anybody else because I want to continue to pour into myself. But you got to help yourself help others while you're continuing to help yourself. And somewhere along the line, I forgot to start helping myself. I want to keep feeding into people. But hey, I've never even given myself a photo shoot. Do you know how many photo shoots I've done for other people? But I've never, ever done a photo shoot for me, That Girl Olivia, for my brand. So moving into 2023. Oh, I will be listed in She Magazine as top 22 women to be looking out for 2023.
That's what's up.
So yeah, that will actually come out the second week of January, I believe. It's coming out, that magazine. So you can look at that. So life is going to be great. And I'm tapping into a whole new market. I also am starting Liv's Bootcamp internship. So if you are wanting to intern with me and learn the ropes of media, you want to come out and work one of my red carpet events, you want to come out and sit on the show with me, you want to do that, you want to jump head forward, then join my intern bootcamp. And we're going to go crazy. I am mean. I expect you to show up on time. And I expect you to comb your hair. No pajamas and no bonnets, please. But at the end of the day, join my boot camp. That's what it's really about. I want to do more teaching, more motivating. more inspiring, because at first I was mad. I'm going to be honest with you guys, and I'm going to stop being, I am long-winded. And I really appreciate that you guys let me be
talk
here.
your talk. You got something to say.
At first I was mad when people started duplicating my red carpet situation, and people started doing some of the stuff that I did, and I was like, oh, they're trying to be like me. I was like, oh my God, they're stealing all my stuff and my ideas, right? I was really, really mad, and I cried about it. But then I turned around and I read a quote that said that the people that are successful are because they encourage people to want to be successful. So therefore that I'm extremely successful. I had to flip that around. Like, dang, I've encouraged all these people to want to be better, to want to be successful, to really go for their dreams, to really push harder. And so therefore, like, I'm not angry anymore. I'm not sad no more. I want to be able to continue to motivate people and continue to push people and continue to see people make their dreams become reality. Like, I've helped a lot of photographers, a lot of designers, a lot of models take their dream to a whole nother level. And if that's you and you want to go to the next level, if you want a little extra push, then I want to be that person to help push you and motivate you and take you to that next level. I'm Peggy Riggins just asked me to partner up with her. She does a thing called Command That Room. So it's a marketing and branding event. She will be doing one Command That Room per state. The first, we will be doing one in January here in Chicago. The next one will be in Atlanta in February. And the next one will be in California in March. If you want Command That Room to come to your city, then we can go ahead and talk about that. But it's a way to learn how to voice.
And that's all genders. So
it's all genders.
So you got tickets. Are you telling Survival of the Fittest that we can show up? You got us. We getting in. You.
Oh yes, Survival of the Fittest. Come on in.
Come on.
Yeah,
in.
We would love for Survival of the Fittest to come to if you guys want to tape it, if you guys want to be a part of that. However you want to be a part. But yes, Command That Room.
Yeah, we want to come and learn so we can command the room.
We're going state to state. Command That Room is dope. Peggy Riggins, she passes out mics at her event, and she basically teaches people how to stand up and command that room. Take your voice to a whole nother level by commanding the room when you walk in from head to toe.
Give me an example before we got how you command the room. Give me an example. You got the mic.
So when I walk in, hey now, they already know I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Another way to command the room is you walk in with your chest up high. Your hands are not in your pocket. Your posture is saying that I am here. You're not slouching. Your hair is combed. Your shoes look good. And you are ready. You're making eye contact. Like, you really have to tell yourself all those things matter. A slouch tells a person that there's something going on. The hands in your pocket says you don't want to be bothered. Lack of eye contact says that you have no confidence. You know what I'm saying? You want to tell yourself that you are you and that you love you. And if people feel that you love you, then they will love you too. Remember, people buy and they do business with people that they know, like, and trust. And so once you allow people to know you, like you, and trust you, they will always continue to want to do business with you, no matter how long it is. Like Monz, I met him in 2014, turned around, came back to Chicago in 2018, and now we're here in 2022, and I'm sitting on the couch with these guys.
Well, hold on, because they ain't going, because we about to do a master class. So we about to bring Olivia, that girl, to you. We're going to come up with something to where y'all can come out and support, because she giving so much game. Sometimes game is to be sold and not told. She telling it right now, but we got to give y'all something. Y'all got to spend some money. This stuff is just too. So the nugget of the day.
Believe in yourself.
No, well, hold on, not yet, because you're going to end it off with the nugget of the day. But Monz, give us your nugget of the day. I'm going to go, then you going to sum it up, because we giving them too much. They got to pay for this, Olivia. They got a nugget of the day, Monz.
I'm going to start.
Cash App is.
My nugget of the day.
You better believe it. Foster
your relationships. You have numbers, contacts, social media handles for a reason. But believe it or not, everybody wants to be used. No one wants to be misused, but take a genuine interest in those contacts. Believe in their dopeness. See their dopeness sometimes if they don't see it, but that's my nugget.
Foster. Say it one more time.
Foster your relationships.
And I was going to go somewhere else. I still am, based off what she said, but I piggyback on what he said, so I double down on when he said, foster your relationships. And with that, the scripture says, for God did not give us a spirit of fear. For God did not give us a spirit of fear, but of peace, love, and of a sound mind. But of peace, love, and of a sound mind. Because when you pursuing something great and as competitive as this is in this day and time, Fear can't be a thing, but you're going to definitely need peace and a sound mind to attack it day in and day out. Foster your relationships, for God did not give us a spirit of fear, but of peace and of a sound mind.
With that being said, have no fear. It's going to say believe in yourself, but you got to believe if you foster your relationships. And if you listen to God's word, you have no choice but to believe. So therefore, the fear will be eliminated. So have no fear. Step into whatever you're going to do. You know, it's that thing. When you put one foot out, the only thing that can happen is the other foot comes forward, right?
Yeah.
So believe in yourself. Take that step.
And so we're going to pray out, y'all, and we're going to see y'all soon. So bow your heads with me. Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you with bowed heads, humble, and believing hearts. We thank you in the name of Jesus for allowing us to have another day in the land of the living. You say whether there's two or more gathered in your name, that you are in the midst. Heavenly Father, I'm not going to hold you hostage. You heard the words here today, but more so, you know the hearts and the minds of the people that are gathered to give our testimony. I continue to pray that you inspire each one of us. I continue to pray that you allow us to learn the lessons that we need to learn, but that you spare our lives. I continue to pray that you give us the courage, the resilience that's necessary to be who you called us to be and to be what the situation needs us to be and not to be fearful. So as we leave this place right here, Heavenly Father, I hope that it touched people out there. I hope that each one of us was able to take something to build upon for our own sake. And I just hope that whatever the world might be going through, dealing with mental health, dealing with poverty, dealing with not having enough money, it's the holidays. We know that things are tough, but I pray that people turn to you and call upon your name in whatever time that they may find themselves in. So we thank you for this moment, and we just appreciative. In the name of Jesus, we ask these things and we pray them. Amen. All right, y'all, this is a product for the people, by the people, and where dreams go further than bullets. We out of here, you squares.
Peace.
Please don't give up now. Please don't give up on me. Don't you give up now. Don't you give up on me, please don't.